All right, everybody, welcome to an episode of Let's Connect Now. All right, Let's Connect Now. We actually had a little change. We wanted to go back to
when I first started.
When you first started, we love the name. We did a little poll, and they said yes.
I voted on the poll.
Yep.
Yeah, because Let's Connect Now sounds so much better, and it's like we could have, I think we want to go back to having those conversations that we
More
had
personal.
in the past. Yeah, more personal business, and
then you can have swag.
Yeah.
Yes.
That says Let's Connect Now.
That's right.
Yes.
Mezcla Deluxe just offered to pay for all of our swag. So anybody out there printing, no, swag. But okay, we forgot to introduce. So I'm JR.
And I'm Monica.
And we have two very special guests on the show.
My name is Guyana, and I'm a nurse practitioner and co-founder of one of our newer locations of Med Spa Deluxe LA.
And I am Sarah, co-founder of Med Spa Deluxe LA.
Yes.
Wow, I love that because both women said founders. I should say that too. My name's Monica Ferris.
No, let's stop
I
now.
am the founder.
Wow. And I'm just JR. I'm here for the ride, guys. Wow.
No, Sarah, you've been with us before, and we've had some really great conversations, even through Let's Connect Now. I think we have, a couple shows that we did with you, last year, and it was really fun. And just getting to know you guys has been such a great experience.
Yes,
and we see
it
you
has.
guys evolving. We see the Med Spa just growing with your new location. So let's talk about that.
First of all, I want to say thank you because you said that you only now got to know me differently, which is, I really love that we have gotten to know each other like more on a personal level where I feel like before it was very professional, and I think that suits your name, Let's Connect Now, like you just said.
Exactly.
It went from like something really professional to something that's like we're really connecting, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, because we only call 411 to get information, or that was back in the day, back in the 90s or something. I don't think we do that anymore. I think we just Google now. But I think, Let's Connect really just has that connection with people that we want to have. And I think we have that with both of you.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it because you guys just opened a brand new location and you're about to have a grand opening. So tell us about that.
Guy, you want to talk about?
Yeah, so our grand opening is going to be May 18th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And our new location is in Rancho Cucamonga. We're really excited to be there.
Nice.
It's a great city. It's a great location. We're in a really busy parking lot where we have Trader Joe's, we have a Bank of America, we have a Vons. There's just so much foot traffic there, and it's really nice having like a storefront.
Well, Rancho is a very beautiful city.
Yes, very nice.
It's a
It
very
is
nice
so
city.
Whereabouts though? In Rancho?
Off of Haven.
Haven.
Haven in the 210.
Haven, the 210.
Yeah.
And you guys are literally right off the exit too.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
exit.
go travel or too far in. You could exit, go right there.
Yeah,
Because
you're
I went
right.
and I visited you guys. I really liked it. It was a
Oh, you
real.
did. You
super
went.
nice.
Oh, I have to go.
Which it's really nice because we're right at the bottom of like where the hill starts. So we have, it's not Mount Baldy, but we have like this gorgeous view coming in of the mountains every day.
Nice.
I bet,
I feel
I bet.
so like grateful every time I'm driving up because I'm like, oh my God, the mountains are so beautiful. It just makes me so happy to be there. It's
I
so
see that
awesome.
every day where we live because we're right there as well by the 210 freeway, and it's like it's so nice to just look up and actually see like the beautiful sight, and it just brings like that peace, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a different feeling than being like in the middle of a city.
Yeah, I agree
right?
with you.
Yeah, because here we could see them but barely see it, right? But they're just like right
Yes.
there, right?
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Well, we're really happy for you guys. I know
Thank
that
you.
this has been long coming, and it's something that you wanted to do, expanding, the med spa experience. And so what's different about now, owning a different spa? Is it the relationship between you guys, or what changed?
I'll let you answer that.
Oh God. Okay. I will deflect the question.
Passing it back.
I do that a lot.
What has changed? Well, first of all, with the location, I think that's changed is that we're offering the same services as we did in West Covina, as we do in West Covina. I think the only thing that changes is like the availability sometimes changes between the two locations, but it allows us to It allows us to cater a different demographic, and it allows us to expand our horizons a little bit. Okay. It allows for more flexibility for our patients. So sometimes patients can't come to one thing, or they were driving. We have a lot of patients who are driving from the IE already.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
So
the convenience.
Yeah, the convenience for them to be like, oh, I'm just going to go to Rancho now. Like, okay, cool. I mean, we'll miss you in West Covina, but we'll see you in Rancho, you know? And like, that was the whole point, is to like capture a different audience and make it easier for the patients that already exist. I think that that's the main difference. I think that the relationship for her and I has changed, where when she first came on, I was already looking to start a second location. She's like, am I going to be a part of it? And I was like, yeah.
And you guys actually did it. I remember when you guys were, you know, going through the whole transition and everything, you know, the stress that you guys were going through, but, you know, so still trying to maintain.
It's still stressful.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's gone down a little bit, because now you're almost, you know, fully established, and because it takes a lot of work. And so a lot of people that are starting a business, they don't understand what, you know, the behind the scenes, the work that you are doing. Not only are you still taking care of your patients here in West Covina, but now you're putting on the gloves and the, you know, the hard hat, and you're doing all the things that you know, everything that you have to do, and it's a lot, right?
It stretches you really thin.
It really does.
We've done fairly well, though, in like our relationship with one another, being stretched as thin as we have been. I think we really balance off each other really well. We don't balance each other out.
It all happened very serendipitously. I think we talked about it like on our Instagram as well, but nonetheless, like I think it was 2020.
Actually exactly a year ago, where I had been working for you for like 3.5-4 months already, and you were like, okay, so what about opening up a second location? Or is that something you'll be interested in? And I remember like the wheels starting to turn in my head, like, okay, do I really want to be a business owner? I'm in aesthetics long term. I want to work with them long term. And so, yeah, it was April, and then May, we kind of started looking for a spot, and then summertime, it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It just happened.
It just happened.
Well, even before you came on, like, I was really stressed because we had some change of staff, and I had already known Guyana for quite some time, and I'd reached out to her from time to time, like, hey, are you ready? Like, hey, are you ready? And then she would always tell me no. She's like, no, I'm pregnant, or no, I have this. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But this time when I reached out to her, she's like, yeah, actually, like, let's have a conversation. I think we like made an appointment for like the next like several days later, and it worked out, and it worked out so perfectly, and it worked out so well, because you're really taking a gamble when you like are hiring, right? Before we're partners,
correct.
She was an employee, and so when I hired her, it's like, you never know. Like, you do
you never know,
you do 2 interviews, and you feel somebody out for a little while, but you don't know how like the long term is going to be. So I'm very grateful, because even as an employee, she's wonderful, but like as a partner, it's like we're literally attached at the hip like all the time.
Well,
like,
you're talking to 2 people that are attached to the hip right now.
Yes.
It's kind of the same thing. It's a transition. Although I knew him for a long time, it's kind of like the same thing. You know, you don't know if they're gonna, you know, if you know, becoming partners is gonna change. You know, or what's gonna change. But it does change.
It does.
It definitely does change. But it's either gonna make you or break you. It's either gonna So you got to go through all those, you know, through all those changes. And until you found the right person, the right fit, you know, for what you're doing. And I think we're pretty dynamic together.
Yes,
and,
you are.
And we make things happen. And so I think you guys do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what makes it more valuable to be, you know, to have a partner that you can rely on. Right?
And I never really thought that was such a big, like what you're saying right now is such a big thing, actually.
It is.
When you see other people and you see that they have partners, you're like, oh, they have their partners. All right, cool, whatever. But like when you're in it and you're like, dude, I spend like all the moments of my life with you, and we're talking after work, we're talking in work, and if we get into like a disagreement, like how we handle it, like all those things, is like, it's a lot that goes into having a partner, and you have to like work really, really, really well together. And I'm preaching the choir here when I say that.
And it took us honestly about 3 years. Although I knew him for a long, long time, I was always like keeping him at an arm's distance. You know,
No, she was. I would come to certain events, and with like a vision, like you should do this. No, I have a mission, and this is what I'm doing, JR. I'm like, okay, well, fine. You know what? I'm gone. And I would just because I would just help her periodically.
I was so focused on. I think for me it was more like, if we can be honest with each other, it was more his personality. It was too strong for me. I like being at a certain level, and he would just bring this very strong character that I needed to like really adapt to, and it was really hard for me. It's not that he wasn't professional, he didn't know what he was doing. I just, his industry was a little bit different than mine. But anyway, one thing led to another, and it was Letz Connect Now that actually connected us. So that's why that name, it had so much meaning to me, because it really did connect us, because he's the one that was producing my show. He was giving me, advice. I think I went to your show, to your podcast for about a year. I just sat there and
observed, all the shows,
and just watched everybody and the way they acted. And not because I wanted to be like them, but because I was trying to find my own, like, okay, how am I going to be myself? Who is me, right? And it worked out. I mean, don't get me wrong. We still have our disagreements, but we found where we best fit. I know where he's good at. He knows where I'm good at. And so we balance it out. Yes, it's common ground.
Have you guys figured that yet?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it took much figuring out.
Yeah.
Like, it never really was like, oh, how am I going to deal with her?
There's things that she does that I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I almost don't want to learn how to do this because you're so good at doing it. So continue, please, doing it.
Yeah.
And you're the same way.
I'm the same way, too.
Yeah. He's the same way. And so I think it's all a balance.
You do this. I tell her this as partnerships because I've worked for people that the businesses had a partnership. So I would see the partnerships always dissolve. And I've always been next to those guys, like the bosses, and they would share with me why, always, why it didn't work. Oh, because I'm doing more and we're getting paid the same and he's doing less. He comes in when he wants. And so I've always said if I'm going to have a partner, I already know the not to do stuff. Let's stay in our lane. This is your power spot. This is my power spot. Let's mesh it together and do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Well, because we can get into it. Which we have. Like she'll because in partnerships we're trying to share with you guys because she'll say, I'm doing this. I'm like, but you're able to do that because of what I created. And I'm able to create. But if I don't create and you're not the one going on and doing it, then I'm creating it for nothing. Yeah. So we actually do mesh and work good side by side. Yeah. Because what I create, she puts out and then out there, and then after the same, the vice versa. So it works.
Everyone has their role.
Everybody has their role, and you have to stay there.
Without each other either, I don't think.
No, and I'm forever going to look up to you as like my mentor.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
And he says that to me too, so it kind of means a lot to me. No, it really does. It means a lot to me because there, I've been in this industry for such a long time. I know like a lot of people, so he leaves that to me. But I still bring him because I want him to get to know them. I want him to pick it up because I don't know. Maybe one day he'll be running it by himself, or he'll have a different partner. I don't know. And it's like it's good to learn a little bit from each other. So that way, in case she's not there, you know what to do, right?
You need to know a little of each other's roles, but I think to be able to I think the word is compliment.
Correct.
And you guys can just like you have your personal, romantic partner, you have to complement that other person. This is a partner in the same degree, like if not more, because you see this person sometimes more than you see your romantic partner. Yeah. So it needs to be that much of a you need to complement each other that well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I agree.
No, but we've grown to love your staff. We know everybody by name, by the correct name now. I make a joke. I actually call and I know the correct name. I know how to call people by their name, and it's really, really what we've seen from being receiving you guys' services and everything. We see the level of care that you have when we come in, when other people come in, the attention that you give to people. You're so good at pointing out certain things and being part of the whole consultation and the services, which I could tell you right now, Sarah, and I will say it again and again and again. I never gotten that anywhere else. It's always been like straight to the point, straight to the service. Okay, because I'm already marked by the time somebody came in and whatever. It's never been that level of like somebody else's second opinion. You guys do that a lot, which to me it means so much, to just go there and know. So what do you think, and you're consulting with Guyana, and it just feels right. So to me that just has no price. And I love that about you guys' partnership and your office staff, and it's just been it's been great for us, having you guys as a member of the Greater West Covina for now years. I could honestly say years because it has been years. I've known your dad longer than I've known you, so it's just been. It's just been such a great experience for us. I've seen the changes from the work that he has done, and it's just.
I did.
Of course, I see it. We've added years to your life, to your appearance.
50 years to my life.
To your appearance, but it was teamwork.
Yes.
It was teamwork, right?
It really was.
And so
It took a village.
Mean, nice. I'll say. No, but you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Because you were very gentle. And very is this hurting you? Enough pressure? I mean, I know the fact. Yeah, you guys always walk it through with myself, because I'm going into something that I don't even know.
Yeah.
Most men don't know.
Yeah.
I imagine almost as if it's myself in the chair that's getting the work done, and I tend to be a more anxious person, so can't hear me?
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
So I always imagine as if it's me, myself in the chair that's getting work done, and I tend to be a more anxious person. So I'm like, okay, how can I make this patient feel more comfortable? It's all about patient-centered care. So that's why I'm always like, are you okay? Are you good? This is what we're doing. Try to walk you through the entire process. So you yourself can leave not only with like under eye filler, but the purpose, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, what product we're using. So you leave with a little bit more knowledge too.
I like that because it's not. What would you say? Like, not boring. Like as you're doing it, I'm getting a lesson at the same time. So because sometimes if someone's doing it and they're just quiet, you're like, what's happening?
I've had that experience before, and I think I've talked about it where I've just gone somewhere and they just done whatever service I acquire about, and then that was it. And I've shared that a lot with Sarah, and it's like there's no follow up or anything after you're just like trying to figure things out for yourself. I think I've told you when one time I got Botox and my eyelid fell.
What?
My eyelid got lazy, and I called them and I told them, and they're like, "Oh, it should subside." No, I should have came in and gotten the Botox out.
So when you were driving home, every guy thought you were winking at them?
Not the same day. Not the same day. It wasn't like you're thinking, "Oh my God." It was just. It was just probably I don't know what happened, but
see that because you didn't go to Med Spa Deluxe. That's your fault.
Exactly. That's why.
What were you doing?
I know.
That was back in the day. I don't know.
She was trying to. You know what? She was
Trying to shop around.
Yes.
It probably
Ooh,
lasted-
busted.
It probably lasted like 2 weeks.
Busted.
Okay.
It probably lasted like something like 2 weeks, maybe a week. I don't really recall. It was such a long time ago, but I remember my eyelid was lazy. It was just like it just drooped, and I was like, why can't my eye open? Like I was like, it wasn't good. But I didn't get the aftercare that I wanted, so I never went back. So I'm very careful when it comes to things like that because you don't just want
face.
Yeah, exactly. This is your whole appearance. It's like your teeth.
Yeah.
You just don't want somebody to just say, okay, yeah, let me make you this, and it doesn't feel right, but yet you learn to accept it. I don't want to learn to accept something that doesn't feel right to me. And I think it should be like that for everybody, right?
I'm with Carlos Puente with Cardon Media. Carlos, what exactly is Cardon Media?
Cardon Media is like a one-stop shop for businesses. Basically, what we do is we get you business formation, LLC, whatever corporation, then we move you over to our next step, web hosting, Microsoft 365, make you look professional. Well, then we move you over to our marketing side, where if you need a billboard, business cards, branding, magazine ad, whatever, you get the word out, we take care of you. So we're a one-stop shop from beginning to end.
And where can people find you?
www.cardonmedia.com, or just go to our Instagram page. We also publish the San Gabriel Valley Now magazine, so you can also check out our Instagram page, sgv.now.
So if you're looking for something that he just said right now for your needs, your business needs, make sure you guys call Carlos with Cardon Media.
Hey everyone, we're back with another one of our lovely patients. This is Naran, and she's going to be getting a little bit of tox. We're going to treat the under eye area, which is known as a jelly roll. Go ahead, yes, smile for me. See how that muscle bunches up right there. We're going to do just a small, tiny unit, and that's going to help relax the muscle. And then we're going to give her a brow raise.
Speaking of everybody, though, like, you guys are now friends, if not family. But I hope, and my goal for all of our staff is that everybody feels the way that you're feeling. That's how everybody, I hope, feels when they leave Med Spa Deluxe LA, is that we've done the same amount of care that we do for you as we do for everybody. Like, that is the goal.
And I think it's a great feeling. Oh my God, it's a great feeling knowing that it's like going to your doctor when you have a doctor's. I know the ones that had my surgery. I can call them, I can text them, I can send them messages. I get a call, right away. Maybe not, when I want it, but I still get that call. They don't just say, oh, I'm not going to call her. I'll just see her when I see her. No, they care. And people don't understand how important that is, the aftercare after any kind of procedure. It just means so much. And that's what I love about you guys. And I will highlight you guys till to anybody, because the level of care that I receive, I feel so comfortable that I have a great experience all the time, and I can't say that enough. So if you're not getting that kind of experience when you go get your Botox or your filler or whatever, then you're just it's like going shopping for a pair of pants. I don't know.
But that's what these services have become now because of TikTok and Instagram. They're like, go in, go out, get it's like getting a smoothie or something.
There are also establishments that function that way too.
Yeah, they're
more like a warehouse where it's just a convenient belt of patients coming in, and they don't care a lot of time for their patient follow-ups.
And so that's going to lead to a good question right now. So you guys, you ladies, pride yourself on quality, and then all of a sudden, people are advertising that type of service. I mean, how
franchise.
do you,
it's like a franchise.
What do you guys?
Right?
How do you guys react to that? As
you
business,
mean like specials, like cheap specials?
No, I'm saying like as you guys, not cheap special, because you guys are not cheap. But I'm saying like Med Spa Deluxe, you have a quality behind your name. You guys are always about quality, getting the best product for the patients and stuff. But then there is, like you just said right now, there's people that want to just come into a city or come into an area. They pop up shops, and then they are just fast. Because I've experienced before. I've gone to you guys. Well, I mean, you guys just services of other things like those shots, B12 shot stuff. Yeah. I've shopped around places where I felt where somebody was more watered down than the other person, because I was like, why did they hurt and they don't hurt, and this feels more potent than that. But then you guys are just at a standard. That's what I'm saying, because they just want patients in and out, like they're just boom, boom, boom. But the other people are, they're doing it right.
I mean, that's like, I think a lot of businesses go through that growing pain where it's like when you try to have, like, for example, when we talk about having our third location, which we hope to have, like, how are we going to continue that consistency of care within 3 locations?
Exactly.
I know that wasn't your question, but that's like,
but no, it's still true.
It's a concern.
You got to duplicate
Definitely,
yourself.
Yeah, duplicate. And I think that's where people get watered down and they start focusing on quantity over quality, is because they're like, well, I don't know what else to do. Like, we're trying to make money.
Why do people get excited about that? That's what I don't get. Like, why do people get excited? Oh my God, lip filler for $199. Why is that exciting?
People don't realize that it's a medical procedure that's being done. They think it's just like buying a pair of pants.
Right.
When it's, in fact, at the end of the day, it is a medical procedure. It's an elective medical procedure that's being done.
Correct.
And it needs to be done by, well-trained medical professionals.
Yeah.
And not to say that, people that work at these turn and burn places are not, great medical individuals, but I think it says something when you don't have any follow-up care with your patients.
But I also wonder if the people that are really great quality that work at these turn and burn places, if they're happy working there.
True.
You know, like, and I hate to say it, but like, can you sleep at night when you know that, like, oh shit, like I did this and this and this and it didn't work out, or like I know I didn't do my best. Like, how do you even go about, like, where was that was number 15 in my day? Like, how do I contact that person again?
I've worked at a turn and burn place, and a pretty well-known one, and I remember, I mean, our shifts were only 6 hours long versus with you, I'm with you all day and all night, right? But I just remember, like, 3 months into it, I was so burnt out, and I was seeing up to 40 patients a day.
Wow.
40 patients a day.
So you weren't being personal.
No, at all. How could you be?
That's
You
40.
remove the personal,
Yeah.
the most important ingredient from what you're doing, and that's so sad.
And I mean, with my patients, like, I know how many kids you have. I know where you're going for the summer on vacation. Like, I know, like, what follow-up questions to ask you. And you don't have that ability to do when you're seeing so many patients at the same day.
Wow.
And you know, and so I was in the dental industry, from family to that's all I knew, you know, and I was an RDA. So I remember having a small little office, and then all of a sudden there was an opportunity to open another one. This was the family business, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then before you know it, you're all over the place, and the patients are coming in buses. And all of a sudden, we have this little cute little office, and it's just like, okay, you know, it's you're scheduling patients, you know, every hour or whatever, depending on the work that you're doing. And then all of a sudden, you have all these offices, and then all of a sudden, you got these marketing people working on the outside. This was years ago, and then you have all these patients coming in buses, you know, and you're like, wait, what's happening? You know, because I was only like the back end person, and I was like, so you're just doing like all this stuff, and you're like, wait, what's happening here? I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. Although we were making money, but I hated it because it didn't become, it wasn't what it was meant to, what it was at the very beginning, and I did not like it. You know, thankfully, they stayed with the primary office that they had when they first started, and it's still, to this day, it's still open.
Oh, wow.
And it's great, but they figured it out that having so many offices does not work.
Yeah.
It does not work because you lose that personal relationship with your patients that could be your patients for 20 years.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and I'm more about, you know, about that than I am, you know, about just going somewhere. Like I said before, it was just like, oh, I need Botox for this before I met you. Yeah. And I would just go to different places and look at the specials and be like, but I wouldn't leave happy. You know, and I was like, oh, okay. And, you know, but with you guys, I'm like, they know what they're doing. And I seen the work, and I seen, you know, I seen the before and afters, and I'm just like blown away. Even my husband's like blown away. Yeah. You know, and that's what I like. I like personalized care. Yeah. You know, I think that's a very key component to every business, and that's what we try to do here. And I'm sorry I'm mixing the two, but it kind of goes hand in hand, because you guys are members, and it just shows that we have, you know, that we've meshed well, you know, with what you guys do and what we do, and it's the confidence that we have in each other that means so much, and so. Well, so, you know, that's
you guys give personal care just as much as we do, right? Like, I've seen, I mean, when we were doing a lot of events together, I would sit here for hours at a time, and like people would pop in and they like have, you know, their set of questions with their business, and they're like, hey, I need help. And you're like, okay, well, whatever you did for Sarah isn't going to work for Joe, you know, exactly. Like Joe needs his own set of like, you know, what he needs to make his business succeed. And so I think it's very similar. Yeah. And maybe that's why you appreciate it so much. Because
I think so.
We had a patient the other day in Rancho, and she's like, I'm so sorry I'm late. Like, I know that if I'm, you know, I work front desk at my reception. If I'm 15 minutes late, it throws off my whole schedule for like all of my providers. And because she works in that industry, she felt more bad, you know, like she would understand firsthand what that means when she's late. But if you don't work in that industry, sometimes you don't give a crap.
No,
Yeah, and not just, you know, in the beauty world, but also, you know, with lashes, same thing. You know, you got all these franchises that are opening up everywhere, and they have their set pricing, and you just look at a picture, I want this, and it's so funny because I just go in there just to kind of see how they work, and they don't even care to know your name. You know, it's just funny, like the things that people are willing to do without really knowing that there's better, and it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg, because they are expensive sometimes, very expensive. And but no, we're very grateful for, you know, for the two of you. I think you guys give that quality of service that that a lot of people look for, and I've never been more confident and more like excited about, you know, about like the things and the services that I receive from the two of you. I think it's just great, and everybody else, you know, in your office they're just, I don't know, I just love it. I love you guys' events. Everything is so personalized and done so well.
Thank you.
So I really want to, you know, publicly congratulate you guys on that, because the other day you guys had donuts and coffee, which was super cute. And I told you, we're not here for that event, but he still had a donut. You know? And I was like,
oh, they're right here. Well, they were right there. I was like, oh, hey, let me get a donut.
There, only the guy I know was there. And it was so funny because I'm like,
She came back out after, and I was like, hi. Yeah, I just helped myself.
With a mouthful of
Sarah knows
like,
me.
I'm
What?
family. What are you talking about?
You heard it. She said I was family. But
that was
how
funny.
how has it been with you? Like like you said, you've been working. Have you ever owned a business, or is it something
No, this
different?
is
How
my
you been
first time.
adapting and stuff?
I think there's days where, you know, there's days where I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? What are we doing? It's going to be okay, right? It's going to be all okay. And, you know, Sarah's always like, yeah, of course it's going to be okay. But I am loving it. I think there's a huge learning curve for me still. There's still a lot I don't know. And we've discussed before, like, how we can benefit one another, and how, you know, it can be hard having a business partner that has no business experience whatsoever. And, you know, everything's a learning curve, but I think I'm doing okay. Yeah, I think I'm doing okay.
Because even though you're a partner, you're still hands-on.
Oh, yeah, I'm hands-on. And I think balancing that is a little difficult because, excuse me, I always want my schedule to be full of patients. That's the whole goal, is to see patients day in and day out. But then having to have the business hat on too, when I have a full schedule, it's kind of like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
How do I give the business my attention and then still see patients for 8 hours? And that's when a lot of times Sarah will step in and, you know, do the things that need to be done, like in the acute setting if something needs to be addressed. But yeah, I think it's been really fun. It's stressful, like anything that's worth, you know, a lot of work is. But I've been enjoying it.
That's good.
And not just that, I give you kudos because not just are you balancing that, but you're also a mom and a wife. And so everything has
You're balancing a lot.
Everything, you know, Sarah's still single, everybody, you know.
You're single?
Well, whether she has a boyfriend, she's still
I'm
single.
not married.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
she's single then. Wow.
But, you know,
This new age.
But being a mom of 2 small children and having a husband and still being a business owner, it's a lot. Because when I started at the GWC, I was still had my kids in high school and in grammar school, and it was a lot. You know, trying to get out so I could go see their games and doing all that. So don't lose that. So if I had some advice for you, you know, as a new business owner, I would say make sure that you balance that, but you always make family first, put family first, because that's important, that you never ever lose that.
And I think that is really difficult because the business is my third baby, right? So it's always where like my husband and the kids do come first, but like, oh crap, something's going on with the business. I need to take over, and my husband's there in the corner like, okay, really?
Aw, so you have to be
I'm
extra.
here. So
Yeah.
it is a fine balancing game, and some days it's better than others.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it'll balance itself out once you get used to it and you learn how to manage all that. But it takes some getting used to, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen gradually because, like you said, everything is changing. It's never the same problem over and over and over.
I
Maybe
hope
twice.
not. I hope
Yeah,
not.
maybe twice, but no more. It shouldn't happen more than twice, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell people that, make sure that you're balancing that and that you're always there for your children because they will always remember that, and you can never get back those moments, those years or those, those things. So, so what's new and what should we look forward to?
What's new? We should look forward to
At Med Spa, yes.
At Med Spa Deluxe
grand
LA.
opening is going to be something that we're looking forward to at least.
Yeah, the grand opening. We'll have some specials for the grand opening. In terms of services, nothing much is too new. I think just like opening a new location and seeing patients in Rancho is our main goal. I think I think after you've said all that you've said, I think I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see our patients again because I feel like, I don't know, I love seeing our patients. Like I love what I think we both love what we do so much. And so it's really exciting to be like in it. And it's such a fun field, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean,
it really
I hate to say
is.
it, but like, it's not like we're working.
Yeah, you guys get to do some cool
insurance or
stuff.
something.
Yeah, I think that
Very
if
cool,
I,
interesting
yeah,
stuff.
I think that if I didn't do this, I think I would want to go into like marketing something like that. Because I'm
yeah.
already doing like the lash
We
thing.
may or may not have a new machine coming in. I'm not
Maybe.
sure. Maybe. That's something that's...
What do you mean machine?
A new service.
Like a new service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a new service. But that I fall in love with honestly, like it's been like nagging in the back of my mind, like the Morpheus 8. I don't know why, but I don't know.
You miss it?
You know what? It's like when I got. It's like when I got. Let me tell you, like when I got my tattoo. I just went back to Hawaii. A few years later, and I got a tattoo, and I fell asleep. So I feel like I went through the worst pain, and then like doing it again, it probably won't be as bad. I don't know because I already know what I'm expecting.
The results make it worth it.
Speak for themselves.
Yeah, they speak for themselves.
Yeah. And so I, yesterday I had breakfast with my girlfriend, and she was asking me. She's like, you're not that much older. Yeah, I'm not that much older than you. She's like, how do you do it? Like, how do you keep yourself, young and beautiful? And I said, and then.
See,
and
Sarah
I forgot to take her one of these.
Where do you live?
I
You live in
had
Rancho?
one. She lives in Upland, so she's right there. So she's gonna come and see you because I told her, it's my. She goes, I know I've been seeing that you've been advertising this, and we talked a little bit about, about you. She goes, but you still look like you.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't see you looking like different, you know. And I said,
which I think is the most important because like all of the things that you get done, it shouldn't look like you're getting things done. That's whether it's fillers, whether it's Botox, it shouldn't alter your appearance. We're here to maintain your beauty, not alter it.
Yeah,
I like that.
She worked with my husband at Baldwin Park. She was a public affairs director there, and she's an awesome, beautiful person. And I seen her. We were both there for our niece, and she didn't want to get a shot because she was like, "I'm freaking out, Monica, because I don't want to get a shot because I don't know what that's gonna be like. I don't know what's gonna happen to me." She's been a big chicken,
Yeah.
And then I said, "I'll go in there and I'll hold your hand. I promise." She goes, "No, I'm used to the little needle." He showed me the needle. It was like this big, and so she's freaking out. So then we hadn't seen each other for a while, and now we're reconnected again, and so we had a long conversation. But this some of the stuff that she was asking me, I'm like, girl, they have an office right there in Rancho. She goes, you got to give me their information because I have to go. She's like, wait, would you go with me? And I said, I would go with you to Baldwin Park to get your knee shot, and I would go with you to the spa as well. She's like, I know, because she's like,
I know,
because she was all scared. I know, I'm a great friend, because she's all scared, whatever. Because I've been through it. I've gotten many shots on my knees, so I know what that feels like. But she's got to go through the first motion and then get through it. But I think you guys will make her feel, very. I'm very confident that you guys will make her feel very special, very comfortable, and because it will be her first time. Like, I don't know if she's ever done anything. I don't go around asking my friends, "Hey, do you do this?"
But I think it's more open now.
It is more open.
It is more.
But let's
open.
talk about more. Well, let's talk about. I want to talk about Morpheus, but I also think that this ties into everything. Like, a lot of people are advertising for Morpheus because it is a very popular treatment, and it's a phenomenal treatment. But just like lip filler and just like any other service that we do, it's very provider dependent.
Very.
You can go anywhere and get a Morpheus treatment,
But you can
but
also
it doesn't.
get burned.
You can get so many negative implications, and you can get a crappy treatment too, meaning that they didn't do a thorough job. They didn't mark from one side to the other. They didn't, like, you know, there's so many different things in terms of their technique. And similar to like a lot of fillers and Botox, it's very provider dependent. Does your provider know what they're doing and they're doing the right thing for you? And I think that that's, I don't know, I just want to touch on that because I'm not saying that we're the best in the world. There are other people.
But
but
if
take
I
pride in
can
what
go
you do.
through it, I mean, if I can go through, and there's different sections too, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think, oh, the price is this. They think they're getting their whole face, but in fact, you're not. They go by sections as well, correct? I think I did from.
You did
here-
lower face.
Yeah, lower
You
face
did
and
lower
neck,
face and
right?
neck, yeah.
No, but it made a huge difference for me. Oh my God. Believe me, when I see the pictures, I'm just like, oh my God, right? And well, you guys know better than I do. Well, you more because you did it, but it was an amazing experience. I think I'm looking forward to. Like I said, it's been nagging at me. Like I'm thinking Botox versus the Morpheus.
See,
Morpheus.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. She really wants to get a hold of me, guys. They want to, both of them strap me down and just. No, but I'm grateful. I mean, a lot of people. Because of the videos I post too, a lot of people have been asking and stuff, and I tell them Metzball Deluxe as well, and I wouldn't have known what Morpheus 8 is because when I've driven recently in like Hollywood, LA area, you see Morpheus 8, and if I was just like normal guy, I'd be like, hey, what movie is that? But but because I hang around with you guys so much, I'm like, hey, Morpheus 8, okay, I know.
Yeah,
what
now
that
he
is.
knows the difference between like Botox, filler,
Microneedling. I know the
Yeah.
difference between a lot of stuff.
You can come in and do our consultations for us.
Yes, I'll be,
Whatever.
guys, okay, with a clipboard. What are you guys doing today? You know?
Did you ever do like a split face of before you did yours and after?
No.
Like I recently I
I'm
was like,
interested to see what that looks
I know.
like.
I went on
Yeah.
on your page. I think it was yours or the 411, and I was scrolling and looking at before you got it. I think you should do a split face.
Okay, I don't know.
Like you have so many videos of you talking, right? Like
What's a split face?
like
Like
do
half
one side
before.
where he didn't
Yeah.
have the filler and one side
Oh,
where he did have
yeah.
the filler.
I thought you have something
Nah.
like that.
We don't have good
Oh, okay.
before and afters.
Well,
I think.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I love you guys because you guys are getting really good on your marketing too.
Oh my God, I know.
Your
I was just
videos
gonna compliment that.
Are amazing.
Yes, I was just gonna
So who's
compliment
coming up
him
with
on
them?
that.
We do.
We do. Yeah.
No,
We
who's
talk-
coming up with the ideas?
We do.
We do.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Their staff videos are funny. And
Yeah.
they're fun, and the fact that you're involving like your staff, because people want to put a face to the name
Yes.
too, and that
Mm-hmm.
means a lot. So I think you guys are doing everything that you're supposed to be
you.
doing. Could everybody be doing more? Of course,
Yeah.
but it's time consuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been in the middle of shooting different videos and different procedures that you guys have filmed with us and stuff, and they're all quality. They're all definitely
Yes, you have a team that
quality.
comes in and does it
yeah,
right.
with your professional team and that's again the efforts that you're putting into your business. Says a lot about who you guys are, and we're very proud. And I really like to compliment people when I see something that especially something I like, and what you guys do I love. It's just like I love my dentist too. I mean, yeah.
Shout out to Monica's dentist.
Yeah, shout out to for sure. It's just my fault because I don't go when I'm supposed to go. But
She's gonna get in
Do,
trouble.
do any of us though? Do any of us truly go when we're supposed to go to the dentist?
No.
no. So I give myself grace on that one.
So what's the purpose behind your guys' videos?
That's a good question. I would say I want people to get to know us.
Okay.
I want people to get to know who, like I was telling the girls earlier today, before we came here, we had a meeting, and I was telling them, and I'll let you finish this, but I was saying that before I go to a restaurant, I look at their indoor space, I look at their outdoor space, I look at their menu. I want to know, and this is a restaurant. I'm going
Yeah.
there for to eat, like I'm
Right.
not even doing anything to my face, but I look in that much detail, and maybe not everybody's like me, but I want to feel comfortable when I go in.
I'm like that too.
Especially if I'm nervous about something, or I don't know.
Trying something new.
Yeah, trying something new. So I want people to know who we are before they arrive, so they feel more comfortable with us, and for our personalities to shine. Because taking a photo, and even you guys know this, Unless it's a video, you don't really get to know who we are.
Yeah, you don't see the personalities unless you see a
Yeah.
video.
No, I think that's really. I think people that do that, I think it says a lot about them because there's a lot of owners that hide in their office and
Yeah.
they never come out. You never know who they are.
Yeah.
And I love it when I'm at a restaurant, for example, and the owner comes out and he's like, "How has your experience been?"
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you go to those really nice places, and it just gives it that personal touch where you're like, "Wow, he came to our table and he greeted us." I think that says a lot about and that's what makes you stand out.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important. So I would say, continue doing, what you're doing. I think you guys are doing all the right things. And I think that you've answered the question, what makes you different than these other places that do a high turnaround? And I think it's the personal level of care.
Personal touch.
Did you have
Personal
something
touch.
to add
The quality.
there?
No, you guys touched points on everything.
What
that
do
I-
you think is the purpose of our videos?
I think to get to know us, and then I think we have a lot of educational stuff that we're also doing. So I think in the world of aesthetics, it's always important to educate. And whether we're talking about mental health, whether we're talking about, what type of fillers we're using or the different types of Botoxes out there or toxins out there, should I say. I think education has a big back to it.
No, and I think you guys are doing great on that because I do a lot of social media. I have a lot of friends that do social media marketing and stuff. And there's only 3 types of videos that go viral. And one of them is informational. The education that you're giving, the funny, which you guys have done a couple of funny ones. They are funny. We got to get on that. And then, of course, the inspirational. Look at she's writing down funny videos. No, because you guys are doing educational. You guys are hitting the 3 main videos that you're supposed to be putting out. So kudos to you guys. You guys are doing the good on marketing. We got to step it up.
So,
Can't let them-
so
Can't let them beat us. All right?
So for everybody that goes on Instagram, to find almost any business, that's on Instagram, make sure you guys are looking them up on Instagram at Med Spa Deluxe LA. Is there anything that I'm missing on that? It's just Med Spa
that's
Deluxe
what I'll
LA.
say for both of our Instagrams.
Yes.
Grateful
Both? Oh, for you have Rancho
for
and...
Rancho.
Oh,
We
so
have
they're
one
separate.
Instagram.
Oh,
No,
cool.
no, together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Yeah.
shoot, gangbanging
Excuse
on
me.
me.
Together. Okay.
Yes.
But
Facebook?
we're really, we have Facebook too.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really use Facebook that much.
I recommend you
anymore.
guys should hit Facebook a lot.
We do. Like everything that's posted goes to Facebook too.
Okay, because it's a lot of... well, we'll talk after.
Yeah, are you guys on TikTok too?
No.
So I'm on TikTok, but the Med Spa itself is not on TikTok.
We have a TikTok, but we've never really posted on it.
Yeah, because I think I've seen some videos from
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
from TikTok as well. Well, again, congratulations, you guys. Thank you. Thank you from the Greater West Covina. We really appreciate you guys being members and having that confidence and in us to. But you guys, again, have put, especially you, Sarah. Once you became a member, you got really involved, and that's what we look forward to.
Yes,
we
she has.
want our members to be involved, to be at our door, to call us, to text us, hey, because of course we're gonna make time for you, because we see that you care. So then we have to, make sure that we give back in the same way. So we thank you guys for that. I think that now we're kind of in a partnership type of thing.
Yeah.
So
It's a little different now. But I was telling
Yeah.
Diana, it's like, I think that's hard to find. I think that's how we connect, though. It's like, I was telling you guys last time you were there that we accidentally didn't come to your last event.
The dates, everybody had
that's
the
okay.
days
The
mixed
date,
up
yeah.
that
Okay.
week.
yeah.
Yeah, we got the days mixed up, but I was saying that, you guys had a really good turnout, I heard. You told me that you had a really good turnout. And sometimes I feel like in the beginning, I used to go to these types of events where we're trying to build our business. And I was like, I would go to one. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go there. I didn't have her, so I'd go alone. I'm super nervous and I didn't want to go. But I think the more that you develop those relationships, I was saying I think I've reached out to 4 other members of the GWC as time goes on to use their services. But it didn't happen right away. You don't leave a event and you're like, oh, I have tons of business. It takes time to develop those relationships.
Exactly.
And you might not need that service.
And it's how much
right
time
away.
you put into it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
especially
You've been really putting time with us, and now you're starting to see the resources that you could begin to pull.
Yeah, and especially if there's women and men that have never gotten services and they're still afraid to ask those questions. It's like everything, they think they're embarrassed. Why should I ask that? The fact that my friend asked me, it's just a testament that she's been considering it, but she's never gotten that push because she doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
And I want her experience to be with you guys. I look forward to that actually.
you.
I'd be
So-
honored.
Yeah, no, you guys would like her, and she's like right there, like right, your neighbor. So, so I can't wait for that. So, thank you so much, you guys. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Really appreciate you guys. And
do we miss anything? Anything you guys want to say that we didn't ask, or?
No, I think we touched points on everything we wanted to discuss today. Thank you so much for having us.
And you guys are both beautiful, so you represent, the services that you do, because you guys are both beautiful. You look natural, so you don't look like super made up, and you're. So thank you guys.
But I do want to say, like you said, that people feel comfortable coming to us with I think one of the members, we won't say any names, but somebody was like, I need to go get a skin tag removed in my inner thigh. And we're like, all right, cool, but we feel comfortable enough coming to you guys too. I mean, Guyana hasn't known you for as long, but I think she feels comfortable.
Yeah,
You guys have built your own relationship together, where it's like we feel comfortable asking, hey, we need somebody who can do this or can do that, and it's like you guys have made it comfortable for us just as much as we've made it comfortable. So thank you.
I know she's trips out on me. You gotta get used to me. You'll get used to me.
She rolls her eyes at you.
Yeah. Pretty soon she'll come at me just like you.
I think we're not when
they don't have 3 against 1.
When we're not on camera and you see and services, we really just we go at it with JR, but it's fun. Yeah, he's as bothered as he gets, he's still game. Yeah, no, but make sure you guys look them up. Med Spa de Luxe LA.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great, and they're here locally in West Covina on Sunset.
And Rancho.
And Rancho
Cucamonga.
On Haven. Right up to 210.
After 210. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, it's every Tuesday, 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So we'll see you guys next time.